Alright guys, it's really dark and there's not a lot of light, but I'm gonna try to video record some of this. It is about, is that the clock right? 7:37 p.m. on October 1st, and I have been contracting and timing my contractions since about 5:40, so about 2 hours. And they're coming pretty frequently. I'm not super in pain, but they're enough to make me stop what I'm doing. So the doctor wants me to go in. So we will see if they admit me. Damn. But I had no other symptoms. Actually, I was bouncing on that damn ball when my contractions started. Last night around 10:30, I think I lost my mucus plug, or at least what I thought was part of it, and I was bleeding this morning. It's 7:40 now, and I lost my plug I think at 10:30 last night, and then I was bleeding this morning. The bleeding kind of stopped mid-afternoon. I didn't have any other symptoms until these contractions started, so I will keep you guys all posted. Sorry, this lighting is shit. Alright, hi guys, sorry for the abrupt start to this vlog, but I wanted to back up really fast right before I got into the car. I was kind of trying to tell you guys in the car on the way to the hospital, but I think my brain was like kind of all over the place. I was contracting, but they were pretty mild based on what's to come. What I was trying to say was, so it was about 7:40 I think as I was driving to the hospital on Tuesday night, and Monday night around 10:30 I went to the bathroom, and I had lost what I thought was my mucus plug. I thought that I had lost it on Saturday at the gym because it was like a snotty TMI, but it looked kind of like if you blow your nose into a tissue and it's just clear, like boogery kind of consistency, but it didn't fall like into the toilet or anything like that. It was just on the tissue. This was on Saturday. On Monday night, when I went to go wipe, I noticed like a little bit of blood inside this snot plug again. So I don't know, maybe Saturday was the mucus plug and then I lost the rest of it Monday night, or maybe Saturday wasn't the plug and this was the plug. But prior to the plug I had no blood. So I just saw a tiny little bit of blood in this plug on Monday night, and then Tuesday morning I woke up and I had like a bloody discharge kind of, and I had this after my cervix check, so it just looks like a thick kind of blood tinged discharge. And so again, I didn't think it was anything because I'd had 3 cervix checks, 2 membrane sweeps, and I always kind of bled a little bit, but I hadn't had it up until Tuesday morning. So that was the only thing that was going on. And then, like I said, I had no contractions up until Tuesday night at 5:43. I had my first contraction while I was bouncing on a birthing ball, ironically. I just happened to be, I think, making an Instagram post for the next day, finishing out my work day with some social media stuff, and I was just sitting there bouncing. And I remember having my first contraction, and I know it was 5:43 because I was like, that's the first one of the day. So I noted it, and then I was, busy typing whatever I was doing, and I had another one, and I looked, and they were it was 13 minutes, and then after that it was 10 minutes, and that's when I texted my husband, who happened to be out, and I was like, hey, I'm contracting right now, and he was like, do you want me to head home? And I said, no, not yet, because like 2 weeks prior I had contractions like intermittently. I'd have a couple contractions, or like when we went out for our morning walk I'd contract a little bit, but nothing that was consistent. And so I was like, they're still pretty far apart, they might fizzle out, just stay where you are. Well, I pulled out my app after the 3rd contraction. They were 13 and 10, and then I started timing them, and they were like 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes. They were kind of all over the place. And at that point I called my mom, and I was like, hey, do contractions kind of feel like you have a UTI? And she's like, what? I was like I feel like, menstrual cramps, but I kind of feel like I have to pee. I keep running to the bathroom and I don't have to pee. And then I kind of felt like I had to go number 2, but I didn't. And it was just a lot of like, I couldn't explain it. And she started laughing. And as I was on the phone with her, I had another contraction, and it caused me to kind of go, And she's like, okay, well, if it's taking your breath away, you should probably call. And so I called the nurse first, the triage, the on-call nurse, and told her what was going on. And she was, excuse me, a complete bitch. She basically cited the 511 rule, which is contractions every 5 minutes lasting a minute for at least an hour. And mine were kind of, they were coming, but they weren't super consistent. They started to be around the 5-minute mark, like on average. Some were 3 minutes, some were 7, but they were pretty mild still. And so at that point I decided to call Elliot and said, hey, you might want to head this way. And so that's when I got into the shower, and I just took a quick body shower. I finished packing. He got home at the same time, and we got in the car. And so that's the first clip that you see. And I do want to point out that as I was getting out of the shower, I put on clean clothes, I put on fresh underwear, and I remember getting into the car and saying, there's a lot of moisture down there. Either I'm discharging a lot, or I don't know. It hadn't occurred to me that it could be your water breaking, because I thought that when your water broke, it gushed out. So I didn't think it was my water breaking. I just thought, wow, I'm discharging a lot. Like, there's a lot of wetness down there for just putting on a fresh pair of underpants. So anyways, that's a little foreshadowing for you. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this vlog as I continue through my birth story. I thoroughly enjoyed putting together this video. My little Minnie's waking up, so enjoy the rest of the vlog, guys. All right, I am currently in triage, and they checked my waters because I was... Hey, you guys ready?
Oh God. I don't think it's very accurate. No. You're just flushing. Well, now how bad are these contractions?
Maybe like a 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
To her, that's an 8, 9.
This month, and I was like, oh my God, like I just want to know how the doctor is. And she's like, well, hold on a minute, let me turn on my hearing aids. I was like, we're 15 minutes into this conversation. I was like, now you decide to...
Well, she does. She catches the mice for the neighborhood. She goes, nobody else will do it, so I do it.
Okay, hi guys. God, I feel like I've been crying. So my family just left. I had my mom, my dad, my uncle, and Elliot's mom in the room, and he just ran down to the car. It's about 11:20 right now. I tried to film while we were in triage, but everything like moved really fast. So anyways, I came in for those contractions, and they monitored me, and they were coming every 3 to 4 minutes. And then they said that they asked me if I like was leaking, and I said I don't think so, but you know, as soon as I like called the hospital, they told me to come in. Hold on. I did take a shower, and then after I got out of the shower, I was packing last minute things in my bag, and we got in the truck, and I did mention to Elliot, I was like, I think I'm leaking. Like, I'm not sure if it's discharge, but like I literally just put on a fresh pair of underwear and I feel really wet. And so when we got here to the hospital, I still felt pretty wet, but nothing like in the movies where you like gush. And so she's like, well, let's just check for amniotic fluid anyways. And so she like did the swab and everything, and while they were waiting for it to come back, she said I was only 1.5 centimeters dilated, and my contractions were coming every 3 to 4 minutes, but since I was only like a little bit dilated, that if it turns out my waters hadn't broke, that they were probably going to send me home if I didn't make any progress. And so I was thinking we were going home, because I was like, I know my waters didn't break. Well, come to find out, the doctor came into triage and he was like, so your waters broke, we're going to get you a room, you've been admitted. And I was like, what? So yeah, that's why I've been here. They were going to start me on Pitocin, but the nurses decided since I'm a first-time mom, Pitocin can be a little harsh. So they started me on a pill, and I'll put the name here because I can't remember what the name of the pill is. But I'm supposed to take one every 4 hours. I think I've had this one for about a little over 2. And the contractions are getting worse, and they're getting closer together. I was really happy when my family left. So we're going to monitor. I'm going to see what the nurse says. But hold on. But yeah, as of right now, we're just chilling, waiting to see what she says. These are getting worse. Don't want to start an epidural yet. Don't know how much further I'm dilated, but I can have one pill every 4 hours, I think up until like 3 times. So we'll see. I don't think I'm gonna get any rest tonight, but I'll keep you guys posted. I think once I get the epidural, I'll be a lot happier because I was not very nice to the people in this room, but I'm excited that she's gonna be here. I just want this part to be over. Okay. Alright, just a little update. I think I labored from 5:45 at home until about 3:15 here. Got pretty intense. I did take a shower and let the hot water hit me, which I think helped the most. I was only at 2.5 when they put the epidural in. It's now about 4:15, and I'm at a 5.5, and I feel so much better. So I think my body is doing pretty well. So I'm gonna try to sleep for about 45 minutes or so, and then she's gonna flip me and check me again. This epidural's wild though. It's I can't even, my legs feel like lead. Like, this is insane. But yeah, I feel really bad for Elliot. I just keep asking him if he's okay because he hasn't slept. I've been wailing in pain. But they put the epidural in, and then my right side didn't get numb. I kept feeling contractions on my right side. So he came back in and pulled the tubing out a little, and that seemed to really help. So I'm just chilling now. They put the catheter in. Obviously, I can't get out of bed now because my legs feel like I have elephantitis. But seriously, I don't mean to scare new mamas, but what the fuck was that? Those contractions, what the fuck? Seriously. Oh, it doesn't matter when she's here. Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not a moaner. I was moaning and screaming. But once finally I said, I need the epidural, and she tried to hold me off because I was only at 2.5. But like I said, once the epidural went in, within 45 minutes to an hour, I would say, the epidural went in at 3:15. She just checked me and it's almost 4:15, and I'm 3 centimeters more. So I think my body was able to relax. So anyways, I'm gonna try to sleep. Sorry for the lighting in this video. It's pretty shitty, but I will keep you guys all posted. We have a running bet right now. Elliot thinks she'll be born at like 7:30. I don't think so. They say like a 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter an hour, and then I have to push. I'm thinking like closer to 10 o'clock she'll be here. So I'll keep you guys all posted. Okay, little update. It is 7:30 on October 2nd, and
Is it okay if I use that shower in there?
Yes, please do. And then if you need more towels, I
doctor just came in and broke the rest of my water, and
here,
She brought in a bunch.
and you could just
we
take the
started
ball out.
Pitocin. I'm currently at 10 centimeters, but we're just kind of waiting for that pressure to push. I'm just kind of hanging out. The epidural has worn off on my right side a little, or she's sitting on a nerve. So feeling that a little bit, but doing well, anxious to start pushing. Yeah, doing pretty good. Pitocin's still dripping. But is Pitocin still dripping?
It's just going at 2 because she started it.
Okay.
I haven't increased it or anything because you don't need it.
Okay. Yeah, don't need any more Pitocin, so we're just increasing, or we're not increasing it, it's just dripping a little. So, next time I update this, I hope she's here. Is she getting fussy or is she just moving? Aww.
If you don't like it, Mom, I'll take it at a better angle.
Yeah, because he doesn't get the angle thing up.
No, you don't angle the camera.
Welcome to, ooh. Welcome to the world, baby Rem. Everybody meet Remington, huh? She got out of her swaddle. Hi, baby. You're so beautiful, baby girl. Are you looking at your mom? Yeah. I love you, baby. I love you. I do. I do. Hi, guys. So, Remington is sleeping. I just put her down, or I fed her, and then I put her down, and then I got to shower, thank God. It's been a day. I have not slept, so it is 7:20 on Wednesday the 2nd, and I gave birth at 8:05 this morning. I have not showered until just now, and it has been non-stop, like people in and out, and like family in and out, and like one family member would leave and another one would come, and so I did not sleep at all last night, and I have not slept since Monday night, so I'm exhausted. Literally, the lactation consultant was the last person here before we decided to like feed, and get ready for bed and shower and everything. And I was like looking up at her, and I was like, I literally fed before she came in to discuss like breastfeeding and everything, which I'm totally grateful for. But Remington had fallen asleep, and I had fallen asleep, and Elliot and my uncle was here, and they were like over here talking in like the sitting area. And Elliot was like, I looked over and you had just closed your eyes and there was a knock at the door. I was like, I know. So then I was like looking up at her like, so anyways, I'm exhausted. But the last time I think I updated you guys was this morning, right before I started pushing, and I got the epidural at 3:15, and by 4:15 I had dilated 3 more centimeters and was 5.5. So they monitored me for about 45 minutes or so. I like kind of rested, and I didn't sleep. Can't sleep. I'm too anxious. And when the nurse came back in, they decided to start Pitocin because my contractions had slowed. She didn't cervix check me at that point. The doctor had checked me and said I was complete, and I didn't quite know what that meant, but I guess that means that I was 10 centimeters. And they were waiting for some pressure for me to feel through my epidural to start pushing, because they didn't want me to have to push for hours if she wasn't like down there where she should have been. Well, I was feeling that epidural on my right side start to wear off, and it was bearable, but my fear was if we waited too long that I was going to completely wear off and have to be pushing without an epidural on my right side. So, and after laboring for 9.5 hours in excruciating pain, really didn't want to do that. So I told my nurse, and the new shift change nurse had come in, and I had said, hey, I'm kind of feeling these contractions in my right side. They're bearable. There's nothing, I'm not worried about them, but I'm worried that if we don't start pushing, that I need some more, like another booster or something. And she said, well, at this point, you're 10 centimeters. We can't do another booster. And I was like, okay. So my husband, Elliot, was in the shower, and it was just me and her in the room. And she has been delivering babies since 1996. And so she said, you know what? when your husband gets out of the bathroom, you know, there's 5 deliveries this morning. So the nurse, or excuse me, so the doctor that's supposed to deliver your baby is currently in surgery. But let's do a practice push. And I was like, okay. She goes, let's just see where your baby is. I was like, okay. So Elliot came out of the shower and he like heard us talking and he's like, whoa, we're gonna start pushing. Okay, all right. So he comes running out and she's down at my feet and he has my left leg, because my left leg was the one that was the most numb. Like it was literally, it fell out of the stirrups and like almost hit the nurse in the face. It was so numb and heavy. So he held my leg and she told me, you know, she let me know when the contraction was coming, and then I pushed like I was bearing down for 10 seconds. So as I did that, she was like at my, you know, in between my legs, and she was like, whoa, I can see the head. So then she's like, okay, let's do that again. So as soon as she did it, Elliot peered around and looked, and I didn't think he was gonna look, but he did, and he was like, oh my God, she's got so much hair. And I was like, okay, so is that good? And the nurse was like, you know what, I'm gonna call the doctor down here right now. She's supposed to go into surgery, but you're crowning every time you push. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So the doctor got down there and I probably pushed for 10 minutes, and she came flying out, and Elliot watched the whole thing, and I guess her head was out and then her shoulders were out, and then all of a sudden the doctor is throwing this purple, bloody, screaming baby on my chest, and I cannot breathe. I'm crying. There's 2 other nurses that are like, you know, rubbing her down, because this hospital is so great. They were so big on first thing skin to skin, so they placed her on my skin for right away, immediately, and then we did delayed cord clamping for like a minute or so, and then Elliot got to cut the cord, and then so I held her there for like an hour or so. I'm just cuddling and I'm emotional, and Elliot's emotional. They're cleaning me up, you know, delivering the placenta, delivering all the afterbirth, and stitching me up. I did get a 2nd-degree tear, so I think I had about like 10 stitches, I think she said. So I didn't feel any of that. I was numb enough down there. Honestly, even if my right side was coming back with feeling, because I did have control of my right leg, I didn't feel it. It didn't matter. It was all adrenaline. So then after I got cleaned up a little bit, we breastfed on both sides, and the whole time Elliot's like pacing around me because he just wants to hold this baby. So we tried feeding. That was difficult at first for the 2 of us. Both of us were getting frustrated. But we did get once she figured out how to latch, we got her about 30 minutes on each breast. And then the nurse wanted to help me like get a little bit more situated. I was a mess. I've laboring all night. So she helped me into the bathroom to brush my teeth and comb my hair, and you know, put like a pad on and everything. And at that point, Elliot was holding the baby. And then immediately, as I was like actually in the bathroom doing my makeup in a wheelchair because I still don't have feeling in my left leg, my family came in and his family came in, and it's just been non-stop ever since. We actually are in a different room. We're in the postpartum room because there were 5 deliveries this morning. We didn't get a postpartum room right away. I think we moved here around like 1:30ish. So not bad. And so we've been in here entertaining until probably it's 7:20. I said 6:30 I think was our last guest left. So I'm absolutely wiped out, exhausted, and I'm on the 3-hour feed. So my last feed was at 6 o'clock, so I need to feed again at 9. I'm gonna try to rest for a little. Elliot went to go grab some food, and I'm gonna lay down. But that's my birth story, my labor and delivery story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I honestly am in shock that I had no symptoms up until last night at 5:43. I got my first contraction, and she was born at 8:05 this morning. So I honestly, I mean, Ellie and I are both in shock. When the last family member left at 6:30, he was like, what the hell just happened? I was like, I don't know. But yeah, every birth story is completely different, and I was not expecting this. I actually had an induction date set for Sunday at 9 p.m. I'm really glad she came on her own, and we are truly blessed. I'm very, very grateful to have a healthy baby, and I guess this is day 1 of the rest of our lives. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this vlog. I'll just put some more clips. I don't know when we're being discharged. It's either Friday morning or tomorrow evening, so we'll kind of see how tonight goes. I just would like to get some rest, and I want to take full advantage of the lactation consultants and the pediatricians and all of the different specialists that have come and seen us today that are kind of giving us tips and tricks as new parents. So alright guys, I'm gonna settle down before she wakes up and I have to feed again. Thank you so much for watching.